previously in the practice.
What to expect when you're expecting. Somebody here's Pragos.
Did you order that book?
Me? No.
That little witch tricked us. Either that or somebody else is pregnant. How did that book get here?
I ordered it. I want to keep it a secret until I'm sure everything's fine.
Who's the father?
I'm going to be a single parent.
I got a lewd and lascivious schedule for trial this morning, but Judge Hiller, she's ordered me to get co-counsel.
Why?
Something about how I've never won a trial.
Bobby, it's bad for us to even be associated with Harlan Bassett.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, and the world's worst attorney.
I do not want to be in court with that man.
I was blessed with a large penis.
What was that?
I'm huge, Judge.
Where the hell is this going?
I would like the jury to have a viewing.
You're asking me to let your client drop his pants in court.
The intent would only be to present exculpatory evidence.
Okay, we face one last motion to dismiss by the defense. Assuming we get by that, the trial will start tomorrow.
This may not even go to trial?
This is a very uphill battle. We're prosecuting one man for murder that another man committed in a foreign country.
But the other man was his brother.
I understand, but we've only gotten so much cooperation from Pakistani authorities, and I've received no help whatsoever from our own federal government, which prefers I back off this altogether, and quite frankly, our case is weak.
So what you're saying is, you think he's going to get away with it?
I'm going to fight for this one. You have my word. But things got a little tougher this week. The defendant switched lawyers, and his new lawyer is very tough.
I'm not recommending a plea. I'm just saying it's an option.
Why would I ever agree to a plea?
I'm saying conspiracy, not...
I had nothing to do with it. You can't condemn a man for the actions of his brother.
The jury could very well think you were involved since it was your own brother.
Well, that's wrong. I didn't do it. They have no evidence. Give me one single reason why I should even consider a plea.
I'll give you three. You're Pakistani, the victim was American, and this is Boston. If we win the motion, it's over. We'll be back before noon. If we lose, trial starts immediately.
What do you think?
The law's on our side. We just got transferred to Kittleson, so I'm optimistic.
Hello. Good morning.
Eleanor?
She got a date?
What's going on?
I didn't want to say anything until... But now, there's really no reason not to. I'm pregnant.
Very funny.
I am.
She is.
I didn't want to jinx it before the amnio results came back, so everything's fine. I'm 4 months, and I'm gonna have a baby girl.
Who's the father?
Actually, I'm keeping that confidential. He's basically just a sperm donor, and I'm gonna be a single mom.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Eleanor, it's fabulous.
You gonna be a mom?
Yeah. Okay, so let's not everybody, well up.
Harlan Bassett to see Eugene Young. Is he available? Eugene? Harlan? Remember me? She's my niece, so naturally I have a vested interest. Besides her being innocent.
Is it a burglary?
No, just shoplifting. It's a false ID, Eugene. I swear to you, this security guard has it all wrong. Emma.
Hold on. Harlan, are you being ordered by the court again to have co-counsel present?
No.
Then why? I mean, it's a shoplifting.
But it's also my niece. And I've hit an unlucky patch since the last time we were at trial together. My malpractice carrier has ordered me to advise all my clients that I have never won a jury trial.
You still never won?
I won some bench trials, but with a jury, I need to get one under my belt, Eugene, and not just because I love my niece, but also, it's tough to recruit new business with this mandate from the carrier. It's a 2-day trial, tops. I know I'm asking a lot. I need to get a W.
There is no basis in law for these charges. A defendant can't be an accessory before the fact to a homicide that happened in a foreign country.
If there's a kidnapping with the intent to kill, we can absolutely assert jurisdiction here.
But she wasn't kidnapped. She went to Pakistan on vacation.
He tricked her. She thought she was going on vacation. He already arranged for his brother to have her killed when she arrived.
Are you serious?
I take it you've tried extraditing the brother.
To no avail.
Approach. This seems a bit much. Why are you doing this?
Your Honor, look out there. That's her family. How can I not do it?
I can't say I'm overwhelmed by the merits. But there's enough to go forward.
There's nothing to go forward.
Defendant's motion to dismiss denied. Bring in the jury.
I don't think it was mistaken identity, counsel. Your client is slightly distinguishable.
How so?
She's the size of a cottage. No offense.
Offense taken.
Is that how you picked her out? Her size?
No, her face as well. In fact, I'd first ID'd her face from a picture where you couldn't even see her girth.
A picture? You picked out a mugshot before the lineup?
She didn't have a mugshot. This is her very first arrest.
The DA showed me just a regular picture. It wasn't a mugshot.
You saw this photo before the lineup?
Look, counsel, she's the one I saw lift the merchandise.
You think you can shake him?
I'm hoping it won't even come to that.
What do you mean?
I think we should bring a motion to dismiss on the basis that the ID was tainted.
Good idea.
Yes, I thought you'd like it.
On September 14th, I examined a body that had arrived from Pakistan.
Did you make an identification of this body?
Yes, through dental records, I established that the body belonged to Julie McGrath.
Is this how Julie McGrath's body arrived from Pakistan?
That's correct.
What did your examination reveal?
There was carbon monoxide in her blood and soot in her lungs. Also, tests revealed gasoline residue all over her tissue.
Please, doctor, in layman's terms.
She was soaked with gasoline, set on fire, and then burned to death.
She was burned alive?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Mr. Donald?
No questions, Your Honor.
Miss Gamble?
Commonwealth calls Detective Michael McGuire.
We received cooperation from the Lahore Police Department in Pakistan, and they provided us with the details of their investigation.
Detective, what did the Pakistani investigation reveal?
That it was a homicide committed by Javed Sharif, brother of the defendant.
Was he arrested?
Yes, he was.
Did he make any statements?
He did. He confessed to the killing, said it was done to protect his brother's honor.
How did setting Julie McGrath on fire protect the defendant's honor?
Ms. McGrath had evidently engaged in an extramarital affair. Adultery is considered a serious breach of a man's honor in Pakistan. In his confession, Mr. Sharif said He set Miss McGrath on fire to avenge his brother's disgrace. It was an honor killing.
What do you mean, honor killing?
In Pakistan, there's an ancient tribal custom. A man's honor is linked to his possessions: gold, land, women.
Detective, was Javed Sharif ever prosecuted for this murder?
No, he was not.
Why is that?
According to the Pakistani government, the defendant invoked qisas.
What does that mean?
Qisas is evidently an Islamic doctrine, which is actually law in Pakistan. It allows the heirs of a murder victim to pardon the murderer. Mr. Sharif here is the heir, and in fact, pardoned his brother.
So, the defendant pardoned the man who set his wife on fire.
That's correct.
Thank you, Detective.
Under Pakistani law, Detective, what would have happened to my client's brother had he not been pardoned?
He would have faced death by hanging.
So the only way for my client to spare the life of his brother would be to pardon him altogether?
Yes.
And Detective, is there any evidence of my client directing his brother to commit this crime?
Not to my knowledge.
Is there any evidence that my client knew this crime was going to happen?
Not to my knowledge.
Thank you.
You want to do the talking?
I think it would be nice.
Because if you win this motion, I'll still be denied my jury win.
All rise.
Oh, no.
What's she doing here?
Mr. Young, Chambers.
I can't tell him not to talk. It's his case.
I don't care. After what he did the last time, he is an embarrassment.
It's his niece. I don't think he'll
He introduced a penis as evidence after he had it altered.
Your Honor, I will do my best to contain him. And I think he fully appreciates your wrath over what happened the last time. And it should be a very quick trial.
Well, I will hold you responsible for any antics, counsel. You're on notice.
We'd been seeing each other for about 3 months.
Then what happened?
She broke it off. She wanted to work things out with her husband.
This man?
Yes, that's her husband.
Did you ever have any encounters with this man?
Yes, when he learned of the affair, he basically accosted me.
How did he accost you, sir?
I was leaving work. He approached me in the parking lot and threatened me.
Could you describe the threat?
It's pretty vague. He just said, "Stay away from my wife," in what I perceived to be a threatening tone.
Did he say anything else?
Yes. He said in his country, people were killed for committing adultery.
I take it when he said this, he was very upset.
Yes.
He had just found out that you've been sleeping with his wife for 3 months.
That's correct.
This was an angry husband blowing off steam, wasn't it, Mr. Miller?
Well...
Did you report him to the police?
No.
So you didn't perceive that remark to be a threat on either your life or the life of Julie McGrath, did you?
Not at the time, no.
So, I don't want to be personal, but, was this artificial insemination or the old-fashioned way?
You know, Lucy, despite our deepening friendship, I'm going to choose not to answer that.
Aren't you a little scared, Eleanor? Raising a kid alone. You think it's right?
Do I think it's right?
No, I mean the right thing with you working and all. You think it's right for you?
Well, obviously it is something that I've put a lot of thought into.
Great. That's all I was asking.
You know, I didn't get the feeling that you were asking anything, Jimmy. It sounded to me more like you were commenting.
I'm sorry if you get that impression.
Right.
Let's not let our hormones get the better of us.
It hurts, okay? When you announced that you were pregnant, everybody practically jumped over the table. But with me...
Well, it is a little more unexpected with you. They'll celebrate it. Just
give them time. You know, I expected to raise a few eyebrows with the people that I... But I guess I consider the people here to be like family. And I didn't think that I was going to have to give you all time to get over it. Why not just be flush with happiness? If for no other reason than because I am.
Eleanor, you just sprang the news this morning. The happiness is there. Trust me.
What I am saying is the reason the eyewitness picked my client out of a lineup is because he was shown a picture of her by the district attorney.
The witness was identifying the woman he saw in the store, not the picture.
We can't know that. The witness maybe can't know it. He saw a familiar face. He may...
Eugene.
It was improper, Susan. You
All
can't...
right.
This was witness bolstering, Your Honor. First of all, this wasn't a mugshot. My client has no record. There is no mugshot. The district attorney took this picture out of my client's purse.
I certainly did not.
Then how'd you get it?
The witness picked it up off the department store floor. It fell out of her purse when she was running away.
The motion to dismiss is denied. Let's proceed with the trial.
Perhaps you should have filled me in on how they got the picture.
I didn't know.
Get your niece in here, Harland. We're going to trial.
Look at the bright side, Eugene. I can still get my jury victory now.
Yes. I'm trying to contain my delight on that.
I was always close with my sister. We were only a year apart. We were, in many ways, best friends as well as siblings.
Did your sister confide in you that she was committing adultery?
Yes. It was I who convinced her to be honest and tell Ahmad. I certainly regret doing that today.
Why is that, sir?
Because he had her killed.
Objection.
Sustained.
Mr. McGrath, did your sister ever talk about her trip to Pakistan?
Yes, she did.
Could you tell us...
Objection, hearsay.
State of mind?
I'll allow it.
Could you tell us what she said?
That it was Ahmad's idea, as a way of reconnecting. He thought it would be good to go back home, which she thought was a little bizarre.
Why is that?
Well, he'd always told her, and me too for that matter, that he didn't enjoy going home. He wasn't particularly close to his family. Then suddenly she's going there without him.
Without him?
Out of nowhere, he has this project he needs to finish. So he sends her over and says he'll join her in a few days. She never suspected he was sending her to be executed.
Objection!
Sustained.
While he stayed here as an alibi.
Objection!
Sustained. Miss Gamble, control your witness.
Mr. McGrath, after you learned of your sister's death, what happened?
Nothing happened. The brother confessed, said it was an honor killing, and then nothing happened. Because that son of a bitch...
Objection!
He made sure of it.
Moses,
Mr.
right.
McGrath.
He didn't even go over there.
I will have you removed, sir.
Mr. McGrath, please, you need to calm down.
He didn't even go over there. My sister was burned alive. Nobody did anything. That's the answer to your question, Miss Gamble. The Pakistani police did nothing. Our government refuses to get involved. And nobody did anything. beautiful woman was murdered. And nobody did anything.
My feeling is they have made their case, but I am concerned. Their last witness was extremely emotional. My gut says put you up there. Beck?
I think there's no question. The evidence may be thin, but they do have phone records if you're calling your brother.
Yes, because I was about to visit. People call before...
I'm just saying it doesn't look good. It's going to be hard for the jury to believe your brother risked burning your wife openly without some assurance of a pardon, particularly when the punishment is death by hanging.
Do you think I'm guilty, Miss Washington?
You pardoned the man that murdered your wife.
Could you kill your sibling?
All right, look. In your testimony, I don't know if it'll be enough to simply denounce the murder. You have to condemn the idea of these honor killings. And it probably wouldn't hurt to distance yourself from your homeland altogether.
I'm an American, Mr. Donnell. But I'm also proud to be Pakistani. I certainly won't denounce my native country.
I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt.
I looked over, and I saw her. She was stuffing software into her purse.
You saw this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened next, sir?
I started to approach her. She saw me coming. She appeared to know I was suspicious. All of a sudden, she just took off.
She took flight.
Immediately.
And you couldn't catch her?
Well, I inadvertently collided with another customer, and as a result, she eluded capture.
Mr. Reddington, are you absolutely sure this is the woman you saw stuffing software into her purse?
Absolutely. She's even wearing the same yellow dress.
She couldn't have come to court in a different outfit?
Mr. Young?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're on.
Actually, my colleague, Mr. Bassett, will be conducting cross.
How nice.
Mr. Reddington, are you certain this is the woman you saw?
Yes, I am.
Emma Luger, the very woman you picked out of a lineup?
Correct.
This is that woman? You're absolutely sure?
Yes.
Positive.
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Nothing further.
The witness may step down.
Nothing further? It went well. Went well. You just got the witness to confirm the ID 3 more times. We represent the defendant.
I realize that.
Mr. Bassett, something to share with the court?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I would ask that the real Emma Luger please stand up. That's the woman charged with the crime, Your Honor. The witness identified this woman here, whose name is Marjorie Hooley.
I will see counsel in chambers.
Justice demanded it.
Justice demanded you commit a fraud on the court.
The lineup was tainted as Miss Luger's attorney.
Harland?
Both of you are in contempt.
I didn't know.
I told you I would hold you accountable. You're in contempt.
You have to declare a mistrial.
Double jeopardy has been attached, Miss Alexander. She could walk with a mistrial.
I would suggest you declare a mistrial on shoplifting. Hold the defendant in contempt of court as well as counsel and slap her hard.
That's completely unethical.
Oh, you're going to raise ethics.
The defendant followed the advice of her attorney. You can't imprison her for sitting in the back of a courtroom.
I think we should just finish the trial and all learn from our mistakes.
This is what will happen. We will put both of those women at your table, then allow the witness to make another ID. I will instruct the jury to disregard the first one.
That will be tantamount to steering the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Bassett, the court is not interested in anything you have to say. Get those women at your table. We will reconvene after lunch.
The contract looks fine, as between you and the biological father.
But?
Well, you don't have any authority to waive the child's rights. If she wants to sue for financial support down the road, you can't really contract against it.
You didn't think of that?
You got something to say, Jimmy?
All right.
Nope.
No, what the hell did that mean?
Elle?
He made a remark, Lindsay, and I'm going to address him on that. What's your problem, Jimmy?
Okay. My problem is this single mother thing. More times than not, I think it's a selfish thing to do.
Is that right?
Yes. You're getting a child. Good for you. As for the baby, she's getting a life with no father. It's tough enough growing up these days with... I'm just saying, I don't think it's any coincidence when you drew up that contract there, you didn't once consider it from the child's side.
Well, consider this, Jimmy. Go to hell. Which I know you believe in, given the origins of most of your beliefs.
Fine. Insult me as a Catholic.
All right, this discussion isn't necessary.
No, I am insulting you as a friend. Somebody who I happen to love and somebody who I expect to be there for me. You know what? Forget it.
I was horrified as everybody else.
You didn't know what he planned to do.
Set my wife on fire? Of course not.
How did he find out about your wife's affair?
I told him. I was very hurt about it, so I shared my...
What was his reaction?
He was angry, but he certainly gave me no indication that he planned to take her life.
These honor killings, are they sanctioned by Islamic law?
No, nor are they by Pakistani law. It's simply a custom, an ancient one which is hardly ever practiced.
The question becomes your brother. Did you know that he believed in honor killings?
No. It was nothing we ever talked about. He's an educated man.
He burned your wife.
Yes.
And you pardoned him.
As much as I hate him for what he did, as much as I will never be able to forgive him. I couldn't sign his death warrant.
Your brother decides to redeem you by burning your spouse alive. He doesn't check with you first to say, hey, do you mind?
He knew I would have stopped him.
Did he know you'd pardon him?
No.
He commits murder in front of a lot of witnesses with no assurance that you'd...
That's right.
Where is he now, Mr. Sharif?
He's in Pakistan.
So he'll burn a woman to preserve your honor, but he can't get on a plane and come testify on your behalf?
If he came to this country, he'd be jailed for life.
So he's letting you take the fall. He kills the wife, you take the rap. Getting convicted of murder, that's not a dishonor to you? In your country, it's not a disgrace to be a convicted murderer?
Objection.
Overruled.
How about simply committing murder? Any dishonor in that? Your brother's even a hero over there, isn't he?
Objection. What's the relevance?
The relevance is this is win-win. One brother gets rid of a wife while the other one gets to enjoy a hero status.
Objection. Move to
Consider
strike.
my brother a hero.
The objection is sustained.
Mr. Sharif, is it your testimony that knowing Pakistani culture, it wasn't at all foreseeable that your brother might attempt to kill your wife?
Murder is not part of Pakistani culture, Miss Gamble.
Wait a second. We're here today because a man's honor has been placed above a woman's life.
It's an ancient custom. It doesn't reflect today's practice.
Mr. Sharif, are little girls used to settle disputes in Pakistan?
Again, you're talking about an archaic custom.
Practiced by the same people that commit these honor killings.
Objection. This is so far off track.
Sustained. Keep it about the case, Miss Gamble.
This is about the case, Your Honor. He knew where he was sending his wife, and he knew what would happen to her.
Objection.
Sustained.
Mr. Sharif, did you call your brother from the airport the day your wife flew out?
Yes, but I was...
And you called him again the same day your wife was set on fire, didn't you?
With respect to my trip.
With respect to your trip. I have nothing further.
I didn't really think it was an illegal thing to do.
Then why didn't you tell me you planned to do it?
Well, I knew it was dicey, and I didn't want to get your hands dirty.
You didn't want me to get my hands dirty. My hands are all over this, Harlan.
Eugene.
I'm here as a favor to you. You walk into my office, ask for my help, and this is what you do? Now, you may not care about your reputation, but I damn well care about mine. And sitting at the same table with you hurts my reputation. Can you understand that? You did that to me in there.
That wasn't my intent. See this briefcase, Eugene? It's my office. I got evicted from. Hard to make a rent when you can't get a client.
And you think acting like a buffoon will get you clients?
I think if I can get one victory, and I can stop having to advise potential clients that I've never... It was worth risking contempt.
When this case is over, don't you ever come to see me again. You got that?
Got it.
Did I miss something? Did you? The Commonwealth put in no evidence of any conversation between my client and his brother concerning the death of Julie McGrath. No evidence of any planning, any aid, no evidence whatsoever that my client knew it was going to happen. The prosecution's entire case is, gee, they were brothers, he must have known. That's it. Ahmad Sharif is on trial here only out of frustration. They can't get the real killer. A sympathetic family sits over there wanting justice. A frustrated district attorney wants somebody to pay, so it's let's nail the brother. You know, usually I find myself standing up here asking juries to analyze the evidence. Find not guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Here, there is no evidence. None.
You want evidence? A wife cheats on her husband. Suddenly, he plans a trip to Pakistan. He sends her off alone. His brother kills her while he sits comfortably in the United States with an alibi. Then, pursuant to Pakistani law, he grants a pardon. And his brother completely gets away with it. Yes. It's a little frustrating. The murderer falls back on Pakistani law where this tribal Kesis thing can get him off, while the conspiring husband relies on American courts and takes advantage of our higher burdens of proof. This man comes from a society that treats women as commodities, a nation that burns bad wives. In America, we don't do that. We don't condone honor killings. We don't consider any murder to be honorable. You all know what he did. Come back with a verdict which reminds him what country he is in now.
And as I said before, as she saw me coming, she took off. I continued pursuit, but after colliding with another customer, she got away.
And Mr. Reddington, one more time. I would ask you to identify for the court the woman you saw in the store that day.
She's sitting right there in the blue dress.
Mr. Reddington, I'd like you to look closely. Are you sure the woman in the blue dress is the one?
Absolutely.
Sir, one more time.
Objection.
That's her, in the blue dress.
Are you sure it wasn't me? I'm directing a verdict of not guilty. Miss Lugar, you are free to go, as are you, Miss Blue Dress. I don't even know your name. Bailiff, take Mr. Bassett into custody. Mr. Bassett, I sentence you to 15 days in lockup for contempt of court. Sentence to begin immediately.
We won.
Yes, we did.
This counts. It's a jury trial. It counts. The truth is, I do have a problem with the single mother thing as an ideal, like I said. The truth is, I do consider us like family, and family members judge each other all the time. We're always in each other's business. I took the liberty of butting into yours because I do care about you, Eleanor. You're like a sister to me. And while I may have doubts about what you're doing, there should be no doubt that I will be there for you every step, whatever you need.
I know that, Jimmy. And I appreciate that. I wish you could see what I need right now is for you to share in my joy.
Mr. Sharif, please rise. Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What say you?
Commonwealth versus Ahmad Sharif. Count 1 on the charge of accessory before the fact to murder. We find the defendant, Ahmad Sharif, guilty. Count 2 on the charge of conspiracy to commit murder. We find the defendant, Ahmad Sharif, guilty.
Ask that the court enter findings of not guilty on both counts, notwithstanding the verdict.
Denied. Security, take the defendant into custody. We'll schedule sentencing later. Members of the jury, thank you for your service. We are adjourned.
I need a second.
Ex parte, counsel.
Oh, we're suddenly going to exalt the law?
It would be a big mistake for you to come in here and insult me.
Well, this seems to be the day for big mistakes. There was no basis for that verdict, and you know it. It was totally...
You're going to tell me what I know?
Let me tell you what I know. I've always known you to be a judge who's about the law. Despite all the wacky stuff you got going on, when you put that robe on, you've always been a judge. A good one. A fair one. You pride yourself on that. Where the hell was your pride today? The district attorney delivered one of the most bigoted closings I've ever seen. And you didn't blink. The prejudice in this trial has been screaming. And the loudest scream came in the form of that verdict. How in God's name can you let it stand?
For the record, counsel, what you call bigotry, the district attorney calls motive, and she is free to argue that. Second, circumstantial evidence is enough to convict, and this jury found that evidence to be compelling. It is not my function to substitute my judgment. And lastly, off the record, any man whose brother burns women alive, he can't be all good. Now please leave.
Wow. I guess prejudice is cloaked in black robes sometimes, too.
I asked you to leave, and you would be wise to do so now.
Hey, Eugene.
Hey. You doing okay?
Oh, sure. They took away my tie and my shoelaces like I'm gonna hang myself or something. Believe that? On this day, coming off a victory? Yeah, right.
It was a victory. You realize that?
Oh, of course I do. I want to apologize for humiliating you. I never meant to.
I know. The insurance company has to lift that mandate now. No more having to warn clients you've never won.
Yeah.
It's a start. And you take the victory, you enjoy it, then you build on it.
Oh, I will. I'm just sitting here savoring the moment. Nobody has to be worrying about me anymore.
Good.
Thanks, Eugene.
Sure thing. Night, Harlan.
Night.
Hi. I'm looking for her. Lindsay.
Jeannie? Hey!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. I see. I don't have to ask what's new.
Yeah, about 5 months.
I knew her when she was a virgin.
Funny.
Listen, you got 2 seconds? I'm on a major clock.
Sure. You must be a witch. I have been meaning to call you.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me to the wedding, by the way.
Eloped.
Right. Listen, William Hinks. I've been treating him.
The William Hinks?
Yes.
Did he start killing people after you began treating him, or?
That's cute. I don't think he did it.
What do you mean you don't think he did it? He confessed.
I think he fabricated that confession.
He made up that he killed 9 people?
Yes.
And fooled the police?
It's complicated. Listen, as you probably know, the trial starts in 2 days. He just fired his attorney. The judge, I'm told, is not likely to grant him much of a continuance. He'll probably assign a public defender, and... Lindsay, would you consider doing it?
Defending William Hinks?
You've become this big star. I read about you now.
I don't do serial killers, Jeannie.
Lindsay, I believe the man didn't do it. Yes, he says he did. But as good as you are at what you do, I am just as good at what I do. And I'm telling you, I've become more and more convinced he's delusional. William Hinks is not the serial killer who murdered those women. And right now, he needs a good lawyer.
I don't think you should take it.
My first instinct was not to, but she says he's innocent.
I don't know, Lindsay.
How do you start such a monster of a trial on 2 days' notice?
The defense is fully developed. John Moore was the lawyer. He's good. Stephen Banks was a lawyer before that, and he's excellent.
What happened to them?
Well, he fired them. According to Jeannie, when they confronted Hinks about his possibly being delusional, he fired them. The man can't face the idea that maybe he's not the killer.
In which case, how do you defend him?
And why would you even want to?
I'd be going up against Roland Hill, for one thing. How often does any lawyer get the chance to go up against him?
Not very often, but if I were going to do it, I certainly wouldn't want a client who insists he's guilty.
You people supposedly defend underdogs. I've got one here. He's ill, and unless we help him, he's going to destroy his life.
I want to do it, Bobby. But I will need backup.
I can do it.
I'm free. I was first. I got this.
All right. Jimmy, you second chair.
That's
Thank you.
unfair.
Thanks.
He's really a docile man.
Just misunderstood.
Do we need a guard in the room?
It's your call. You'll lose privilege.
I think we can take him.
Okay.
William, this is Lindsay Dole, the lawyer I was telling you about, and this is Jimmy Berluti, also with the same firm.
My pleasure. I guess thank you is in order.
Mr. Hinks, we continue the trial until next week, which means you may get transferred back to Cedar Junction. They don't like keeping maximum security prisoners in lockup for too long. What we're going to do first is go over the confessions and the evidence, and then we'll get back together and talk.
What is there to talk about?
Well, Dr. Reynolds tells me it's your preference to plead insanity. You realize if we win on that, you don't go free.
Yes, I realize that.
If we could possibly get a straight not guilty.
No. I did it, Miss Dole. At least with insanity, I can perhaps be sent to a place where they'll help me get better.
Even if that's true, you won't be getting out.
The closest diagnosis I can make is that he has delusions, symptomatic of schizophrenia, probably paranoid. Not only does he believe he committed these crimes, the idea of others not believing it is for some reason repugnant to him.
But if he didn't do them, he sure gave them a lot of details.
Almost all the information he provided in his confession was accessible. There's a whole internet site set up on this killer. A lot of these facts are available to the general public.
Jeannie, tell me why you think he didn't do it.
For one thing, he's got a lot of holes in his story. I also don't get any sense of anger in him. I don't see the necessary capacity for violence. He's a quiet little accountant who never leaves his house.
It's always the quiet ones.
I also put him under hypnosis. There, he told a very different story.
Which was?
Basically that he didn't do it. That he wishes he did it.
They found him near the scene of his last victim.
He said he has a police radio. According to his story under hypnosis, he heard of the crime, he managed to go there, get into a neighboring cellar, and let himself be discovered there.
The police are pretty good about sniffing out false confessions.
He is extremely smart. Borderline genius. He also passed the polygraph, which he would if he were delusional.
Any chance he could have been faking with the hypnosis?
That's what I thought at first, but I don't believe it now.
Either way, Jeannie, if he convinced the police with his confession, including an FBI profiler, he'll likely fool a jury.
He didn't necessarily fool the FBI profiler.
What?
I was suspicious. There were certain facts he should have had if he were the real killer. And he didn't.
Such as?
Times of death he could only approximate. A killer that precise, I'd have thought he'd be clear on time. Positions of the bodies, also the fingernails.
What about the fingernails?
Well, you saw that he pulled them off all of his victims.
And?
He actually didn't. The police planted that disinformation for the very reason to trip up any false confessions. Hinks has maintained that he pulled the nails out of all of his victims, just as reported in the papers. If you've checked Discovery, you now know that the nails of the 5th victim were never removed. That's something the real killer should know.
But you signed off on this being the guy.
Because he did have a lot of very specific details. He was found near the scene of the last one, and when they searched his apartment, they found voluminous clippings, internet printouts, whatever, on each and every previous killing.
But he could have collected that stuff to learn about the murders.
or he was the murderer. And he liked to read about himself, which is pretty typical of serial killers. One more thing. The killing stopped as soon as William Hinks was in custody.
So you think he's a...
I think he's probably the one.
But maybe not.
Maybe not.
How do we defend him? If we plead not guilty, he'll fire us.
Which, more than anything else, is telling me that he didn't do it.
How do you figure?
Well, a guilty man would want to get an acquittal if he could, don't you think? A man obsessed with having the world think he's guilty, on the other hand.
Maybe we just stick with insanity. Who knows? Maybe we could win that way.
But we don't believe he did it, Jimmy. We can't argue he was insane at the time he did it if we know he didn't do it.
We don't know it, Lindsay. We don't know anything.
Could you ever go to a judge and get an order that he has to plead not guilty?
I've never heard of that happening.
Everybody wants it to be him, Lindsay, because they're afraid. And he wants it to be him. But it's not him.
I don't understand. Are you arguing insanity or not?
Mr. Hanks, this is extremely complicated. You're just gonna have to trust me. Can you do that?
No, I can't, Miss Dole. My future is at stake, my life. I've known you less than a week.
William, you trust me, don't you?
Please don't handle me. I'm not some anonymous little man to be handled.
The plan is to keep you out of prison, but it may involve you having to hear some things in court you don't want to hear. It could also mean you having to testify. So be prepared for that.
Testify?
Your only chance at this point is to trust her, William.
Are we going with insanity or not, Miss Dole?
Yes. We're going with insanity.
All right. Insanity. I always chose to drop the weapon at the scene, relieving myself of the worry of it ever being found in my possession. The gloves I would either burn or dispose of at the right opportunity.
Why the fingernails?
Souvenir, I suppose. A fingernail is easier to remove than one might expect. Less bloody as well.
How many times we gotta watch it?
Until we've memorized every word. This confession is their whole case.
I would have probably removed all 10 except for the time consumption. It takes patience to extract a fingernail without damaging it. I like them in mint condition, of course. And it's difficult not to rush when you have a dissected carcass in the room. It can make you jumpy.
We will introduce more of this tape during the trial. But the footage that you just saw will be introduced as evidence of the defendant's clarity during his confession. His precision, his careful choice of words. He had just committed a murder and dismemberment 3 hours before this interview. This was a man in control. A man who understood the nature and the quality of the horrific acts he had committed. The evidence will show that these crimes were carried out with detailed precision, with thorough premeditation. The evidence will reveal cold-blooded murder, executions, if you will, committed by a man who knew exactly what he was doing.
William Hinks is insane.
All 9 victims had dogs. Mr. Hinks met all of them in various parks and streets while walking his dog.
And you learned this how, Detective?
From his confession. Then he would telephone them, always from a public phone booth, make a date or plan to see them, be let into their homes, and he'd kill them.
From your experience, did these killings appear to be acts of uncontrolled behavior?
No.
Why is that, sir?
First of all, they were meticulous. Other than the mutilations, which of course were bloody, there was never any evidence. No fingerprints, no DNA. The weapon was always carefully placed next to the torso. The first wound was always fatal.
How could you tell that?
There was never a sign of a struggle. Plus, the coroner's report would always confirm this.
Is it your testimony, sir, that a killer acting outside of conscious control could never act in a meticulous manner?
It's not the norm.
Is it possible?
It's possible, but...
Thank you. You've answered the question.
Actually, I didn't, counsel. I'd like to complete it.
It was a yes or no question.
But it was evidently not a yes or no answer, Your Honor.
The witness may complete his response.
If the last victim hadn't hit that silent alarm, if we hadn't found the defendant in that basement, he'd still be out there. We called these murders the immaculate dissections because the scenes were free of evidence. I mean clean. That takes planning, skill. He didn't just know what he was doing, he knew how to do it perfectly.
Are you finished now?
Yes.
Thank you, Detective. Nothing further.
Mr. Hill? Prosecution rests, Your Honor, saving our psychiatric evidence for rebuttal.
The witness may step down.
The defense calls Dr. Gene Reynolds.
All set.
I think. Watch yourself.
Don't worry.
Could you state your name and occupation for the record?
Jean Reynolds. I'm a criminal psychologist.
Could you briefly describe what you mean by criminal psychologist?
It's basically how it sounds. I've spent 10 years treating patients charged with violent crimes, as well as studying behavioral patterns of repeat offenders, including the patterns of serial killers.
Dr. Reynolds, did you have opportunity to treat my client, Mr. William Hinks?
I did.
Did you have opportunity to discuss with my client the crimes which he is currently being charged with in this trial?
I did.
Did you form any medical conclusion as a result of this treatment?
Yes.
Could you please state that opinion for the court?
I do not believe Mr. Hinks killed those women.
He did not commit the crimes?
My opinion is Mr. Hinks is suffering from delusions, secondary to schizophrenia. Basically, he thinks he killed those women. He did not. I also placed Mr. Hinks under hypnosis, where he told me he did not kill those women.
Objection. Hearsay.
Under hypnosis, the reliability of
There is no hypnosis exception to the hearsay rule.
Your Honor, I would like a sidebar.
Mr. Hinks, please sit down.
I seek to discharge counsel. She is soliciting false testimony from this witness.
Mr. Hinks, I asked
She's
you
not
to
acting
sit
as
down.
an
Please
agent.
don't make me
She doesn't
warn you.
represent my interest, nor does she represent the truth. I ask that she be removed.
Mr. Hinks, take your seat now. I am very confused here. You entered a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity.
Defense seeks to change that plea to a straight not guilty. Mr. Hinks never killed those women at all.
This is a lie, Your Honor.
Security, take Mr. Hinks into custody. I will see counsel in chambers now. What the hell's going on?
He didn't commit the crimes.
Wait a second. It was your intent all along to argue this?
Yes.
You committed a fraud on the court, counsel. You filed an affirmative defense of insanity.
We had to keep it from our client. That necessitated keeping it from the court.
You kept your strategy from your client?
Your Honor, he's delusional. He not only thinks he did it, he wants others to think he did it, which precluded us
Then you should have had him declared incompetent to stand trial.
He would have passed the competency test easily, and we'd be right back in court.
You do not commit a fraud on the court or the district attorney.
These circumstances warranted us
No,
doing
they
this, Your
did
Honor.
not, counsel.
Yes, they did, Your Honor. With all due respect, William Hinks was prepared to let himself be convicted for a crime he didn't commit. That's a bigger fraud. A fraud that leaves the real killer still out there.
And how do we know that this isn't a trick? If the defendant has not agreed to the change of plea, he has an automatic grounds for a new trial.
This isn't a trick. You have my word as an officer of the court.
That doesn't solve it. You cannot change the plea without the client's consent.
The man has fired 2 previous attorneys who wanted to prove his innocence because he doesn't want to be innocent.
We had to keep him in the dark, and that meant keeping the court in the dark.
And if he loses, his next lawyer will be in here arguing your incompetency for filing...
Look, this is an unusual thing here. We got a defendant whose sickness prevents him from wanting to be found innocent. If we had pled straight not guilty, he would have fired us, like he fired the 2 guys before us. He would have went out and eventually found a lawyer to tell his lie. And as I said, in our minds, that would have been the biggest fraud.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm your doctor, William.
No, you're not. Do you get that? No, you are not. You are all discharged.
That can't happen. The judge has ordered us to stay on.
William, you are ill. You think you committed those crimes. Under hypnosis, you admitted to me you didn't.
Maybe I was lying under hypnosis. You think about that? Maybe I was in denial. For God's sake, I killed 9 women. I can't be in denial.
William, all I care about for this discussion is keeping you out of prison.
Why, so I can get mental treatment for my disorder? Is that the secret plan? I'm testifying.
We don't think that's
I have
a
a right
good...
to testify, Miss Dole. If I'm competent to stand trial, I'm competent to make this decision. I will be getting into that witness chair. You cannot prevent that. I'm testifying.
And while under hypnosis, what did he say about the basement?
That he'd heard about the crime on his police radio, together with the suspicion that it was this same killer, and went to the scene. Police were all over it, so he broke into the basement 2 houses away.
I renew my hearsay objection. This is all being asserted as the truth.
Mr. Hill, your objection is noted and overruled.
Did he say why he went into that basement?
No. I can only guess on some level he wanted to be caught.
Dr. Reynolds, aside from what he told you under hypnosis, do you have any other reason to believe he did not commit these crimes?
Well, as I said, I've studied the patterns of serial killers. These people often have some displaced anger. I didn't find Mr. Hinks to have a lot of anger, if any. He's seen these killings on the front pages of our newspapers, and he's somehow convinced himself he's the object of all these headlines.
Ever know a patient to fake being under hypnosis?
Yes.
And if this patient suffered from a delusion, doctor, wouldn't he suffer from the same delusion under hypnosis?
Yes, usually the delusion would persist under hypnosis.
Didn't that make you suspicious?
I was extremely suspicious.
What is the IQ of Mr. Hinks, if you know?
It's high.
And is it your testimony, then, that you make no room for the possibility that he faked being under hypnosis to tell his little tale of innocence?
I not only considered it, Mr. Hill, I at first suspected it. But when he kept insisting that his lawyers not declare him to be innocent, when he fired lawyers for endeavoring to prove his innocence, I knew then he couldn't be faking.
Well, she's simply wrong. What more can I tell you?
Dr. Gale, did you consider that this could be a false confession?
It's one of the first things that we look for, but in Mr. Hinks' case, I determined his confession to be genuine.
And on what did you base this opinion, sir?
I've been a clinical and forensic psychologist for 33 years now. It's what I do. And contrary to Dr. Reynolds' findings, I consider Mr. Hinks to be consumed with rage. He lived alone with his mother growing up. Though not physically abusive, she was emotionally punishing. The gruesome acts committed here, the dissection of the bodies, these are acts of hatred. These murders are very much about punishment.
Dr. Gale, I'm going to play for you a portion of his confession.
If I could have figured out a way to dismember them alive, I would have done so. But fear of getting caught was a deterrent there. Still,
I would have so loved to have extended that look of pain in their faces. That look of horror. It's a thing of beauty. The look on the face of a woman who knows she's about to die. They write in the papers, why do they do it? Why do these killers do it over and over and over? It's that look.
You think you'll kill again?
Oh, yes. I'll get out of this. You just watch. And I'll know the joy of that look again.
Even if Hinks were to somehow learn all about those crimes, to the point of being able to fool law enforcement, and that's an extremely unlikely if, you cannot fake a psychosis like that. Sitting at that table is the man who mutilated those women.
Well, you got your wish, William. After watching that last footage, I'm sure everyone thinks you did it, including the jury.
Other than lying to me, you've tried an excellent case.
Do you truly appreciate where you'll be going?
In this life or the next?
This one. I'm talking about the maximum security hell where prisoners have special feelings for men who mutilate women.
Well, it's my turn now, I suppose. I still would like to testify.
I don't see the harm at this point.
What else is left?
Not much. We've got an expert on tire tracks that could place his car maybe in some of the areas. It's nothing. They'll establish he has no alibi. Big deal. He says that himself. We're almost done.
Are you winning or losing?
Well, that depends on the goal, Eugene. I think he's looking at a conviction, but to the client, that seems to be a victory.
And why does he want to testify exactly?
Because if my soul is to be offered any chance at redemption, I must make a full confession.
And God would like you to do that under oath?
God would like me to be open and notorious with my evil, yes.
What'd you do with the gloves?
I'm sorry.
The killer always wore latex gloves to avoid leaving prints or oils behind. On the night you were caught, the gloves were never found. What'd you do with them?
As I told the police, I have no actual memory of how I disposed of them. And again, as I told the police, if I were to guess, I threw them in the fire and burnt them.
Actually, you didn't make that guess in your confession. You made it much later after it was reported that there was a fire burning. The police found no residue of the gloves in the fireplace. Did you know that? Is it possible nobody could find the gloves because the real killer took them?
I am the real killer, Ms. Dole.
How come you didn't know the second victim had cancer? Something which was never released to the media, coincidentally, something you didn't know when you confessed.
I didn't give them physicals, counsel. I just removed their heads.
This one's head had a wig on it. You decapitated her but didn't know she had a wig?
Even the sickest of criminals knows not to mess with a woman's hair.
What a clever answer. Women have a thing about their nails, too. You messed with them.
Actually, I never so much as scraped a nail. I removed them in perfect condition.
What happened to them?
I beg your pardon?
You said in your confession you took them as souvenirs. People keep souvenirs. What'd you do with them?
That I won't tell.
Come on, Mr. Hanks. You don't know where they are because you never took them.
I did.
All of them? Every victim?
Every victim.
What about the fingernails on the last victim, Mr. Hanks? They went the way of the gloves?
I swallowed them.
What about the fifth victim, Mr. Hanks? Angela Barton, you remember her?
Pretty. Quick-tempered, lost her head easily.
Did you remove her fingernails?
One by one. Made difficult because she bit them.
You didn't take her nails, Mr. Hanks. Not Angela Barton's. The police conceal information for the purpose of flushing out phony confessions. In your confession, you talked about removing Ms. Barton's nails before you incised the hands. The thing is, Mr. Hanks, when you go to trial, the prosecution has to hand over all exculpatory evidence, even the stuff the police concealed. And what I've now learned, the nails of Angela Barton were never removed. It was reported that they were, so you confessed to doing it.
So I forgot. It was 4 victims ago. They blend.
You forgot. You forgot a lot of things, Mr. Hinks. You could never remember the colors of carpets, the layouts of rooms, the types of drapes.
I was killing people. You think I was going to take time out to notice fabric?
This killer noticed everything. He was meticulous.
Please don't talk about me as if I were not in the room.
What about the 10th victim?
There were 9.
9 reported. There was a 10th. Never confirmed to be one of the serial victims because she died by a gunshot wound.
Objection. Overruled.
Her fingernails were also pulled out, limbs and head amputated. Your work, Mr. Hinks?
Objection. She's
Ask
deliberately...
the counsel not interrupt or steer the witness.
Mr. Hill, you will sit and remain quiet.
Your work, Mr. Hinks, or another killer who likes fingernails?
I didn't think the police knew about that one.
So it was your work. Your work, Mr. Hinks?
Yes.
Funny. I made it up. You're a fraud. You've never hurt anybody.
I killed those people.
No, you didn't.
I killed those people, Ms. Dole.
Your doctors discover you're delusional. You're just an anonymous little man
I killed those women as quickly and surely as I would kill you.
Mr. Hinks!
I did it! I'm famous. You see my pictures in the papers because I did it.
Mr. Hinks, you would lower your voice.
This is mine. I killed them, and you can't take it away. You can't.
Okay, Mr. Hanks. You win.
Forgive me, Mr. Hinks. I was just trying to decide whose performance was better here, yours or Ms. Dole's.
Objection.
Sustained.
I have nothing for Mr. Hinks.
I think maybe we've won.
It's not over. You haven't heard him close. No physical evidence. No witnesses. Just a confession from a paranoid schizophrenic man suffering from delusions. A man desperate to believe he's something he's not. You heard his treating psychologist. You saw him in that witness chair. He's ill. But he's not the sick man who committed those crimes. For this so-called confession, he was armed only with information that had been published somewhere. Stuff that he'd cut out, downloaded, printed, plastered all over his walls. The things that weren't public information, like the fingernails still being on the 5th victim, oh, he somehow forgot that. Mr. Hinks, as part of his illness, is desperate to believe he's the one. The prosecution, as a result of public pressure, is desperate to believe he's the one. I think on some level, we all are. Because we want this sick person, whoever he is, off the street. But if we really, truly want this killer captured, we better send the message to the police that they better keep looking. Because it's not William Hinks.
I have never been on a case where the defense pled insanity only to then, in the middle of trial, suddenly declare that he didn't do it at all, and then to follow that with the defendant taking the stand to say that he did. Sounds crazy, but it isn't crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's brilliant and very carefully orchestrated. We're dealing with a sick, dark, but brilliant chess player. A man who met 8 women, 8 different women, got admitted to their homes, murdered them, leaving virtually no evidence. Not a hair, not a bead of sweat, nothing. Then he met his 9th victim, and though she let him in like the 8 others had before her, she was also able to set off a silent alarm. Mr. Hinks still was able to commit the murder and do his immaculate cleanup, but when it came time to leave, the police were coming, and this time he had to take flight to seek cover in a neighboring basement. And this time he was caught. He knew the police would search his apartment and find those clippings and those website printouts. He knew that he could offer no alibis for those 8 other killings. He knew that the police would know they had the right guy. Well, to get out of this now, Mr. Hinks would have to be at his most ingenious, wouldn't he? So, he gives a confession. Careful to provide most details, but also careful to leave out a few. And then, while under the pretense of being hypnotized, while being treated, he tells a different story, a story of innocence. And he hopes that this therapist will become his pawn. Well, Dr. Reynolds is no pushover. She's a gifted psychologist, one likely capable of detecting a sham. And though he had her mostly convinced, he knew that she remained doubtful. According to her own testimony, it was only after Mr. Hinks fired his previous attorneys that she finally decided he was not faking his delusions. He got her, and he needed her. You see, to have any chance of an acquittal, Mr. Hinks needed this therapist to sell you. And in order to keep her convinced enough, he had to keep insisting that he did it, and he had to keep insisting that his lawyers not say otherwise, all the while needing a lawyer who would say otherwise over his feigned protests. Enter Ms. Dole, pawn number 2. Mr. Hinks needed an attorney who would find a way to plead not guilty in spite of being told not to. Sound complicated? You bet. Hard to pull off? Absolutely. Far-fetched? Maybe. But let's consider what he's pulled off before. Not many people can commit 8 murders without leaving a single clue. He did. Then he met his 9th, and we got him. We finally got him. And in order to get off, he would have to come up with something masterful. He did. You want to give him an Academy Award for his wrenching performance on the witness stand? You do it, but don't you dare give him an acquittal. Don't you dare. You don't want him out there looking for number 10.
How long?
I expect this one to take a while. It's close.
His closing was good, wasn't it?
Extremely. He kind of sold me. Did you know I planned to yank the insanity plea and go straight not guilty?
I had a pretty good idea. When you wouldn't tell me the strategy, and you said I might be testifying, I figured that's what you were planning.
What if I hadn't? Wasn't that sort of a risk?
Considering my plight, Ms. Dole, I was in a position to take risks.
Besides, I was poised to suffer a mental breakdown and at least secure a mistrial, if you stuck with insanity.
Why didn't you just let me talk you into going not guilty over your objection?
Because Dr. Reynolds was measuring me every single step along the way. I had to cling to my delusions. Without her completely sold, I didn't stand a chance. And what perhaps she didn't tell you, she wasn't completely sure. She thought I was innocent. But her medical conclusions were far more precarious than she ever let on. I couldn't risk losing her.
Okay. Why not feign improvement? Take medication, then you could have just testified and said, I thought I killed them, but now I know I didn't.
It's far too self-serving. When you murder 9 people, the jury is not looking for a reason to let you go. Things have to be perfect.
If you get off, you're gonna kill again?
Mr. Berluti, if I tell you I'm about to kill again, you don't have to honor privilege. And you can repeat everything I'm telling you now. But nice try.
So things went just as you planned in there?
I certainly didn't plan for Mr. Hill to be so good in his closing. If he convinced you, I hardly feel overconfident.
What about the latex gloves on the last victim?
Burned in the fireplace. The police are shoddy. Verdict.
All right. Mr. Hinks, will you please rise? Madam Foreperson, the jury has a final verdict?
We do, Your Honor.
What say you?
Commonwealth versus William Hinks. Counts 1 through 9 of murder in the first degree. We find the defendant, William Hinks, not guilty.
All right. Members of the jury, your service here is completed. Mr. Hinks, you have been declared not guilty. You are free to go. This court is adjourned.
I might go out the back way.
Yes, thank you. Thank you both.
Mr. Hinks, about the fingernails, sir? Can you keep them back, please?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. I suppose your heart was in the right place.
Yeah. Listen, William, this gets you out, but you still need treatment. Will you let me help you?
Let me think about that, all right?
You really need to get help.
I'll call you.
You did it, Lindsay. Incredible.
Were you really sure he was innocent?
Was I sure? No. I'll probably never be 100% sure.
He knew that.
Sorry?
Nothing.
Well, he's not out of the woods unless he gets treatment.
Let him go, Jeannie.
He's ill, Lindsay. Everything doesn't just end with a trial, sorry to say.
Especially this one. Let him go.